Hello, everybody. So I just wanted to announce the release of BRX Prod or BRX Productivity version 0.6.8 beta. There's been a number of little fixes in there, some UI changes, particularly around the settings, and we've got a nice new feature to talk about today. So I'll leave that to last because that's quite involved. So in the UI, I think we mentioned this last time, but I'm not sure if we actually went into the detail, but if we have a look at the quick setup and look at the wizard, we actually have our first choice now is what kind of user are you. If you're just going to use the bricks visually, use the bricks UI settings for your settings, you're not going to do custom CSS, custom JavaScript on a regular basis, etc. You would just select the first option. Then you get all the nice little changes and additions to bricks, but you don't get the CSS panel, the JavaScript panel, the generated HTML, things like that you're going to use if you're coding. So it's a much simpler way. Just enable what I'm going to use if I'm not going to be coding. The next option is if you're going to code, you want all of the features enabled, then you would select that option there. So this is for coding for different types of users. So I'm going to hit with everything. I'm not going to bother the AI. I'm just going to hit a yes on everything else. And yes. Okay, so we have a very basic setup. And the first thing in here that I'm going to note is the panels that was called code panels is now called just panels. And our new feature, which I'm going to talk about, is the notes panel, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So that's why I've renamed it, because notes is not code. And we want to keep all of our panels and our panel settings in the same place. So that has changed. The other thing that has changed is the helper for Rails, which was under the content helpers up here. That has moved to our quick settings up here, and it's moved to Rails helper out there because I think it's more of something that you're going to toggle on and off all the time. So I think it makes sense for it to be in the quick settings. Okay, now also because of that, we've changed the keyboard shortcut to Alt-Shift-1. It was Alt-Shift-V before, and the reason we've done that is to have some sort of uniformity between what's in the quick settings for toggling. And if you look further down here, we've got our CSS panel. We can toggle that with Alt-Shift-4. Generate HTML is Alt-Shift-2. JavaScript's Alt-Shift-3, and our new nodes panel is Alt-Shift-5. So if we just quickly look at that, if I do an Alt-Shift-1, we can see our Rails helper lines turning on and off there. If I do an Alt-Shift-2, we see one of the panels disappear. Alt-Shift-3, we're toggling panels here. So I can actually turn them all off by doing 5, 4, 3, 2. They're all gone. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all back. Okay. It's a really super simple way of managing these panels. Now, the other thing with the panels is if we scroll down in our quick settings, we have the BRX Prod panels there. We've got an accordion mode and a collapsed dock when all closed. If I turn the accordion mode on, and I'll show you what that does. If I just collapse one panel, just expand one panel, when one expands, it just collapses all the others. So like an accordion, okay? So we can use that to minimize the amount of space we're using if we haven't got a wide screen. By the way, I'm using a wide screen, so if you're on a small screen, everything looks small, I apologize, but I need that to show you the next step on how we're managing the panels. All right, now I'm going to change that back there. So I'm going to go back to normal mode. I'm going to put on my collapse dock when all closed, and that should probably not do anything straight away. But if I have a dock opened or a panel open and I close that, and it's the last panel that's open, the whole dock collapses. Okay, so if I've got a JavaScript open, that's the only one open, I've got CSS open, collapse my CSS, collapse my JavaScript, it knows I haven't got anything open, so just collapse it, and then we can click on that again. So all this comes down to your personal preferences on how you want to operate. So I'm going to just open these all up again, and I'm going to show you the next, and this is a bug fix. The next one is a bug fix. If we detach our CSS panel here, we drag it across over to there and resize that. What was happening previously, and it's a weird bug, it was to do with timing. And when we measure our size and location, if we measured it too early, it actually added about 24 pixels to what it thought the size was. So the next time we opened it, it would be about 24 pixels wider and taller. and then we close and open, it'll be 24 pixels wider and taller. So it just keeps growing and growing the more times we open and close it. So we had to fix the timing on that. So you can see now it's positioned there. It's about this far from the edge. They're about that far from the edge. If I close that, it should open in the same place. It did. Open the same place, same width, so we don't have a problem with that growing anymore. So let's open that. We're going to also open our generated HTML, drag you across. We'll just drag you up a little bit. And this is why I'm using the widescreen, so you can see these detached panels in action. So I'm just going to put you roughly there. And we're going to put our new note. We're going to use JavaScript that often, so we're going to put our new notes feature over here. Okay, so we got it there. All right, so we're really just tidying up the screen real estate that we need. And there we go. So we've got 3 panels on the side, JavaScript panel still down on the bottom here, and we can open that when we want to do some JavaScript. Okay, so let's have a look at how this all works together. So let's grab a section or add a section. So we've got a section in there. And now we can see our CSS panel selects the section, so I can go in there and I can set my BG to a D7, so our surface D, primary D7. I can set my color to, let's do a D7, A11Y surface D, second primary D7. So we'll put some text in there. So I'm just going to add a block. I'm going to add a H and an A. And we've got a heading and some basic text, and it takes on the color from that section that we put into our CSS up here. So super, super quick, right? I'm just doing this at the ID level, and we can see here that this here has a recurring bug, which I need to fix. Is that when you open a page and it's got nothing on it, there's no elements, and then we open up this generated HTML, it doesn't connect correctly. So I'm going to close that. I'm just going to reopen it. It's a bug I've got to find. It's a timing issue to do with state. Now it's working because there's content on the page already. So once there's content at all on the page, it's not a problem. But if you go from an empty page, open up your generate HTML, there is a small bug there. Okay, so we're on the section there. So we can do everything from here on that section. So I can change that section to a div if I wanted to. No, I can't because it doesn't have that. Yes, it does. It just why didn't you update? Why didn't you update? Let me just see if that updates down here. Ah, there we go. So I do have something else I need to look at with that. So it's something else, another bug I've got to find with that detached. It is very, very difficult to try and keep everything in sync between the view state in the main console and these detached windows. And there are these little bugs that creep in, which you just have to find. So anyway, but you can do that. You can go also to that section and you can click on the that, and you can make that our main section. And we can add a class of the .test, and we can add an attribute of aria, label of main section. If we wanted to, press the enter key, and we've just added a test class. We've added a aria label. So if we go back into our BRX settings, go in there, we've got an aria label set to main section, and we've renamed the ID of that to main section as well. So all that from just clicking on one of these. We can also go to the heading, for example, and in there we can change that heading to a new heading. There is a 2-second delay before it saves, and that's so that we don't end up with a whole bunch of undos. So you can either hit the save button, browse away, or just wait 2 seconds, and that will update from there. So you can change your tag, you can change your attributes, and you can change your content for basics content like text, text boxes, headings, things like that. You can change it all here. So all within here, not having to go across to the UI and do that. All right, so that's done. Now the notes, I'm just going to swap these around because the notes is something that is brand new. So in our notes, we have page notes, we have heading element notes, we have site notes, user notes, and all notes. So page notes are relevant to the page. So if I put in here and I add we've got 2 default categories, which is notes and to-dos, and we can edit those and we can add new ones. So I can add a new group in there and give it a color, and then we're done. So I'm going to add just a to-do check. I'll just do A11Y and check AA contrast. Okay, now we've got an A11Y note in there that is on the page. Now, a future, this is simple at the moment, but a future plan is be able to assign these to users as well. So we've got a single note in there. If I don't want that in the to-dos, I can drag that to the notes. Actually, we've got to use this drag handle here, drag that to the notes. And now it's in the notes, drag it back to the to-dos. It's back in the to-dos, and we can mark them off. Once all of them are marked off, we get a little check there. So that is on the page, and we could also on the site. So we can have site notes for the entire site, okay? And then we can have user notes, and I've got to change the name on this here. That's me. I've only got I've got a few in here. So as an admin, I can add notes for other users. If they are not an admin, they can only see their own notes. Okay, so you can add them there. So this can be like a checklist. You can be, hey, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Now the other one is on the elements. So if I say that I'm actually on the element heading, I can add a note to this heading to say, think about better wording. Think about better wording. Okay, I don't need to put anything in there. I can just leave that there as that, and that's on the elements. If I change elements, the note's not there. If I go back to the element, the note is there. If I'm on another element, I can see a little note icon just there. Excuse the aeroplane flying over. Note there. I can click on that, and that's going to select the note, select the element's heading, and select the note, so you can actually see the notes there. So future plan for this is to consider abilities and expose those so that we can use them in our agents, and we might be able to pull all the to-dos for a particular user or a particular website, or we might actually add a group in here. We might put this client, add one called, add a group called client notes, client. We'll make this orange. Okay, and we're done. Then we might put client notes in here, get feedback. Okay, and then some notes, and then by the way, you can add formatting here just by click on add formatting. It comes a little basic HTML formatting. So back to plain text, and we've got to get feedback there. So eventually, what we can do is put that on the as an ability, so that you might be able to pull that using your agent and create a client report saying, hey, here's all the things that you need to do. Here's all the things that you have done. So that's down the track. We're going to add those abilities so you can pull that with your agent and create reports, all that sort of stuff. Now you can also export. So you can export all of the notes, the whole lot, or individual groups of notes. And in our settings, I'm just going to go quickly back to the settings here, and in our panels, in our notes panel here, you can decide up here whether it's going to be CSV or JSON that you want to work with, and we can do automatic select element notes. I'm going to turn that on and show you what that does. And that would be, if I turn that on, let's say, for example, over here, I'm on page, and I click on an element like block, it will automatically select the element for the element node. So as I click on container, I'm now on the container, so I'm making notes on the container. Make a note there, test note. And now I'll see on my container, I've got a little note icon. So even if this is hidden, even if we close that and we collapse our notes, so we've got that collapse, so we don't have it, even if it's hidden there. If we click on one of those note icons, it will open the container and expand that so we can actually see the note there. So that's the notes feature. It is a brand new feature, so it needs some work, it needs some testing, it needs some feedback as to what we should be doing with this. If there's any other features that we should be adding or considering, then that's the sort of stuff that we need feedback from you guys. But so that's it. That is the fixes, the notes feature, the changes in the settings UI, and I hope you guys are liking these changes. I'd love to get feedback from you guys. And just a reminder for you that don't have BRX Prod, it stays in beta until BRX 2.4 becomes a production release. So the 40% discount that's currently there is only while it's in beta. As soon as it's production, which means as soon as BRX 2.4 becomes production, the 40% discount disappears and it's not coming back. So anyway, I hope you like this. Give us some feedback in the comments if you have any, and look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, guys.